Welcome, boxing nerds. I've been expecting you.
Ah, yes, Canelo Alvarez, the last five. Boxing Eagle first look. We have William Skull, Edgar Berlanga, Jaime Munguia, Jermell Charlo, and at number 5, John Ryder. In this video, we are going to take a look at the last 5 opponents from Canelo. Payday, you want payday? I know that. Alvarez, buckle up. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. And it is time to look at Canelo Alvarez, the last 5, as he gears up for the Terrence Crawford fight. What led up to it? So again, I'm going to go over his last 5 opponents. And for more sneak peek and breakdown content, make sure you share this video, like the video. Let's get started. William Skull. The fight took place May 2025, earlier this year, a few months ago. So as we get ready for the Crawford fight, that is something to notate that in May, Canelo just fought, as he usually does on the Mexican dates. He fought on Cinco de Mayo, whereas Terrence Crawford hasn't had a fight since August 2024, last year, when he fought Israel Madrimov. Back at it, Canelo Alvarez faced William Skull in Saudi Arabia as his first fight. This was his first fight in Saudi Arabia with Turki Al-Sheikh, and the fight was pretty lackluster. In this particular fight, I don't feel that Canelo looked his best. He had issue with William Skull's height. William Skull, the way he was boxing, and granted, William Skull was fighting negative, as they say. Some people said he was running. I'm not gonna get too much into it. The bottom line is the fight, to me, really shouldn't have happened. The only reason it happened is William Skull had the IBF belt, and William Skull, that was the missing link for Canelo to have, so he could be 2x undisputed and make the Crawford fight, I guess, make more sense or incentivize the Crawford fight. So they made the fight, and it is what it is. But very boring fight. It was like a historic amount of low punches thrown from both fighters, really. William Skull, he was hard to like point down and like pin down. Canelo, I don't know how much of it was Canelo knew he was fighting Crawford, so he wasn't going to risk it all. He knew there was a big money payday attached to the Crawford fight, so Canelo didn't really seem motivated. Plus, he was fighting at 6 a.m. in the morning, Saudi Arabia time. His fans weren't there like normal. It was probably just a weird affair. And I remember Ryan Garcia talking about the absence of a crowd when he lost to Rolly, and he said it just felt weird and it just felt different. You know, some people and some fighters are motivated by the crowd. That was the William Skull fight. Before the William Skull fight, last year, September 2024, Canelo Alvarez versus Edgar Berlanga. Now, this fight with Berlanga was similar in nature to the William Skull fight in that Canelo Alvarez won by unanimous decision. Spoiler alert, every single fight in Canelo's last 5 fights, so basically May 2023 to May 2025, every fight before the Crawford fight since May 2023 that I will be covering has ended in a unanimous decision victory. So that's all the same. So I'm probably not going to keep repeating that. In this Berlanga fight, very fun buildup. Berlanga, Puerto Rican, American, out of Brooklyn. He was one of those fighters similar to Billy Joe Saunders who taunted and found a way to kind of get under Canelo Alvarez's skin. He wasn't what you call respectful of Canelo Alvarez. So you could tell there was no love there. He was brash. Berlanga was saying he was bigger. He was talking about knocking out Canelo Alvarez. Of course, none of that happened. Canelo has an impressive beard, and Berlanga, he really couldn't get anything done in this particular fight. Despite him weighing a reported like 190 to 200 pounds, Berlanga, he kind of showed up and he just couldn't do anything. And he ended up getting dropped by Canelo Alvarez in the fight. There was the one knockdown. Not much happened on the Berlanga side. Canelo kind of coasted to a victory, knowing that he had won every single round. And Berlanga went down. So the most notable moment was when Canelo dropped Berlanga with the big, huge left hook that he kind of disguised in round 3. So it continued his streak. Canelo's 5th straight fight going the decision. As I mentioned, he hasn't had a knockout since the Caleb Plant fight in 2021. Next, we have a fight between Canelo versus Jaime Munguia. Now, this fight took place May 4th, 2024, just before the Berlanga fight, Cinco de Mayo weekend, of course. Canelo fought Jaime Munguia in Las Vegas. The fight brought a lot of boxers out, were in attendance, and Canelo, despite saying he didn't want to fight a Mexican fighter because they bear and share the same flag, for whatever reason, he did choose Munguia instead of the likes of David Benavidez, which is the fight I personally wanted to see. He chose Munguia, and very similar to the Berlanga fight. Canelo, too experienced, hitting too hard. Munguia couldn't really do nothing. Canelo won virtually every round. So the result was Canelo winning unanimous decision over the course of 12 rounds. The judges' scorecards were 117 to 110, 116 to 111, and 115 to 112. And off memory, 115 to 112 is far too close because I don't really remember Jaime Munguia doing much of anything, and he got dropped on top of that. Standout moment was when Canelo, of course, knocked Munguia down in round 4. Again, it was a left hook, right uppercut combination, and that was actually the first knockdown of Jaime Munguia's entire career. Now, the two went on to be friends. After this fight, Canelo bought Munguia a car, and they became stablemates. And then Munguia ended up losing to a Frenchman, Bruno Sarase. And then in the rematch, he tested positive for synthetic testosterone. So just note that. Next, we have Canelo versus Jermell Charlo, the 154-pound Charlo. This fight took place September 30th, 2023. Jermell Charlo was coming up from 154 pounds all the way up to 168, which was Canelo's territory. And in this fight, it showed, which makes the Crawford fight interesting to see if, under very similar circumstance, Crawford only has one fight at 154. Can he do better? We will find out shortly. But Jermell Charlo made the jump up. He forfeited some of his belts in doing so because the division at 154 needed to continue, and the sanctioning bodies ended up taking some of his belts. And the fight, just like every other fight, ended in unanimous decision. The fights that we're going to cover, Canelo won by UD after 12 rounds, really retaining his undisputed super middleweight titles fairly easily. Some people thought Jermell Charlo was going to do this and that. The key elements of this particular fight, Charlo moved up in weight, but Canelo provided way too much pressure, timing, and his body work was very effective. I think Charlo kind of got in there and realized very soon that he was almost in over his head, thinking he could move up without acclimating to the division to face somebody like Canelo. It just proved to be too much. And Canelo scored a knockdown, and he basically rocked Jermell Charlo, and Charlo was forced to take a knee, so it still counts as a knockdown. And I think Jermell Charlo kind of packed it in and just realized the more aggressive I get, the more I try to do, it could get uglier for me, and didn't really have the answer to the puzzle. So it was kind of a lackluster fight, if you will. That was fight number 4 of Canelo. And finally, Canelo's last five fights ago was John Ryder of the UK, which Canelo won via unanimous decision. This fight took place May 6th, 2023 in Guadalajara, Mexico. This was a comeback fight, so it was supposed to be a big spectacle, given the fact that Canelo is from that region in Mexico. And Canelo versus John Ryder was a homecoming fight. where Canelo hadn't really been fighting. He'd been fighting primarily in America, and they brought the fight back home. So it was supposed to be a big deal. Canelo Alvarez, same result, unanimous decision after 12 rounds. The scorecards were like 120 to 107, 118 to 109, 118 to 109. Easy work for Canelo Alvarez. John Ryder, he provided a little bit different puzzle because he was kind of short and stocky, similar build to Canelo Alvarez, and he was pretty durable. He showed a lot of grit, and even though he was knocked down in round 5 and had visible damage to his face, he still lasted the full 12 rounds because he was just real pesky and was still willing to go out on his shield, throw punches. So it was a homecoming fight. The ring was extremely small, and Canelo proved that he was not losing at home. And that was Canelo Alvarez, his last 5 fights. All 5 fights went the distance. Before that, he fought Caleb Plant. That was the last time he knocked someone out. That would have been the 6th fight. But these last 5 fights were all wins. Canelo is on a win streak since losing to Bivol, and he's mostly fighting and winning by decision. Canelo really hasn't finished anybody since Caleb Plant. Now he's fighting someone smaller in Crawford. We'll see what happens there. He still is getting knockdowns, but he hasn't showed that exact bite that he showed earlier in his career, where he was a good finisher like James Kirkland, got him hurt, got him out of here. Knockdowns are still happening. Berlanga round 3, Munguia round 4, drop Charlo, drop Ryder. So he shows he can still hurt opponents, but not necessarily knocking them out. Now, if you like this breakdown, these videos take a bit more energy. Shout out to everybody who sent a Cash App for the last one, the Terrence Crawford last 5, and also the Canelo Crawford first look. A lot of you guys reaching out with super chats, super thanks, showing love. It seems like you like the creative side. I enjoy doing these videos, but I'm one person, so it takes a bit more. So if you like this video, make sure you show it love, share the video, all that good stuff. And also in the comment section, if there's another fight, an upcoming fight that you want Boxing Ego to break down just like this fight, let me know in the comment section. There's some upcoming fights, and there should be some good ones if you want me to explore them in this first look series. So if you like this breakdown, hit the like and subscribe button and ring that bell. I got more fight histories and sneak previews coming with this first look series. All you got to do is hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and check out the tale of the tape. Live streaming can be tough, which is why I use StreamYard. Click the link in the description for StreamYard, which is an awesome tool that enables you to set up your stream with ease of use. Get great results with live streaming. It's what I use. Stream to social media with ease with StreamYard. Live streaming is here to stay. Engage with your audience using StreamYard. Great way to reach out to your audience and connect. So you need a tool that can do that. If you're new to YouTube and you're struggling to get views, one tool I can provide to you is TubeBuddy. I've been on YouTube over 10 years. I use TubeBuddy daily to crank out videos just like this one that you're watching. Learn how the pros do it with TubeBuddy. YouTube receives a lot of traffic, which also means a lot of creators, a lot of people putting out content. So you need to learn the ropes so you know how to separate yourself, especially if you're new. But even if you're a pro, use TubeBuddy. The link is in the description. Get more views, more subscribers, and a higher click-through rate, so ultimately you can realize all of your online goals. Use my affiliate link in the description and grow your channel fast.